Volvo is known for safety, duh. Let's ditch Captain Obvious and focus on fun, because the S60 offers a lot of that. Trouble is, to get the security and handling of all-wheel drive, you had to buy the more expensive T6 model. For 2013, that's been rectified. It's now on the less spendy T5. That can save a buyer more than $6,000.
That is not an insignificant chunk of change, which begs the question, is the T5 version of the S60 still a desirable car?
Volvo's confident. They've brought a bunch of us auto writers to Park City, Utah, and roads like this. T5 stands for turbocharged 5-cylinder, and it gets a bunch of improvements.
Mechanical improvements that include new pistons, new camshafts, new engine management.
There's 250 horsepower to play with. EPA-rated fuel economy is up. The all-wheel drive T5 gets 20 city, 29 highway. An improved 6-speed automatic is the only gearbox. Shove it over for sport mode. There's manual shifting too. With satisfying low-end power, S60 T5 sprints to 60 in 6.5 seconds. You may not miss the T6's extra 50 horses much.
At cruising velocity, S60 is very quiet. It also has a very nice lockdown on center feel. Great for long-distance driving.
Ride quality is firm and sporty, but hardly uncomfortable. This Swede's structure feels steel girder solid. If you think you have to buy a German car for fun, think again. A new torque vectoring system builds confidence. Steering is accurate. Road feel is good for electric power assist. S60 isn't quite as light on its feet as the BMW 3 Series, but there are drivers that will prefer the Volt-like dynamic of the Volvo. By the way, the Haldex all-wheel drive system is new for 2013.
The Generation 5 is lighter and smaller in packaging, yet retains the same fantastic performance elements of the previous generation.
Obviously, it's great on snow and stuff like this. It can send as much as 50% of the power to the rear wheels. The subtle engine growl from the T5 makes you want to floor it often.
This road has a lot of twists and turns. I can see why the Volvo folks chose it to show off the chassis. Nice in the corners.
With the transmission in sport mode, the shifts are very quick. Gears are held in the right ratio when accelerating through turns. One thing to remember, we're at 8,000 feet, an altitude that can cause non-turbo cars to wheeze. The T5 has no problem. All of this fun is had in a cockpit that's awfully attractive. The materials look and feel good. These look like solid cast metal. The signature storage space is here. Hi there. So are these elegant airflow controllers. As expected, Bluetooth and iPod integration are here. Volvo makes some of the most comfortable seats in the biz. No ventilation option, though. S60 can be set up just the way you like it using a small controller.
Using this knob is fine unless you get the optional nav system, then it can be a little bit tedious to operate. I'm really surprised that the S60 does not get a standard backup camera.
I was having way too much fun driving to specifically check out the sound system, but it's quite good. The pattern on the metal center stack is very rich looking. I will gripe that BMW and Audi use 8-speed trannies. The T5 does not get the T6's paddle shifters, and when driving hard, the gauges are not the easiest to read. Moving to the back, the cushions are very nicely sculpted. The outside positions get decent knee, leg, and foot room, about the same as an A4 and C-Class. Your friends can charge their phones back here too.
Basically, this space is good for 2 adults. If an average-sized guy like me moves to the middle, that's pretty common in class. The trunk is average in class. Lots of undulations will hurt its usefulness some. Shielded hinge arms take up room. Like many cars these days, there is no spare tire. A ski pass-through is nice on all-wheel drive cars. Split folding seatbacks are welcome on any vehicle. Time for design. Heck, Volvo does style as well as they do safety these days. Subtle, sweeping lines give it a firmly planted look. This is a great-looking vehicle. I don't think Volvo gets enough credit for their sculpture. Buyers are beginning to notice. S60 sales are creeping up very close to A4, and Volvo believes the lower-cost T5 with the all-wheel drive might just put them over the top.
It's bringing new people into the Volvo brand. It's been a runaway success since its introduction. It brings a lot of driving performance and dynamics to the picture. People enjoy driving the car. Of course, it has a long history of Volvo safety heritage, but it really changes the way people look at the car in terms of the way they drive it.
A front-drive T5 starts at around $32,600 with destination. Add $2,000 for all-wheel drive. My tester goes for just under $39K. Good looks, performance, and all-wheel drive make the Volvo S60 T5 very desirable. The reasonable price should make it very popular. That is a pretty safe bet. Speaking of safety, the S60 has available tech that automatically stops for pedestrians. The standard city safety system does the same thing for cars. Something that could be a deal maker, Volvo pays for all of your scheduled service and maintenance for 5 years. Not too shabby.
That is my opinion of the 2013 Volvo S60 T5 all-wheel drive. Lots of letters and numbers in there. Speaking of, if you're thinking of buying an Audi A4, a BMW 3 Series, or a Mercedes C-Class, I highly suggest you test drive this car. It surprises an awful lot of people. That's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.